Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping in to another episode of Trash Talk. As always, I'm your host, Nate Trash. Stu's just jumping in right now. We're getting everything ready. We will be with you guys right away. Thank you so much. Here's some more tunes. All right, everybody, we got Stu Block in here with us. We're just going to get all this fired up and we'll be right with you. We had a couple technical hiccups. Nate's not very well versed with a couple of different things going on, but we fixed it and we're ready to rock. I'll be right with you. Cheers and listen to some more tunes.
You'll follow me right up to my deathbed. And now I've made up my mind. If this is not something I can fight, somehow I always end up on top. So I'll roll
Everybody, thank you so much for being so patient with me. We had a couple of little bit of technical issues. I don't usually use Zoom, and the one that I use, it was a little bit wasn't working with Stu's phone properly. But luckily, Stu is an amazingly patient person, and he's always willing to play ball. And he pulled out his laptop, so we got it fired up. So, without further ado, thank you all so much for joining in. We're gonna get this fired up.
Boiled fish. Boiled carrots.
Hey, I'm Nate Trash. Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being so patient. Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk. My name is Nate Trash. The guest today is Stu Block. As always, we're sponsored by Camp Misfit Clothing, Octave Studios, Medicine Hat, Cursed Earth Apparel and Print, Mountain Bistro and Pizzeria, Absolute Underground Magazine, Loud as Hell, and this year we're also sponsored by Armstrong Metal Fest. So, thank you so much for being so patient. Stu, thank you as well for being so patient, man. Greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yeah, chilling, man. Yeah, keep them busy. And snow's melting. People are becoming a little more active. Just did a show with Into Eternity. It was really good, and yeah, so stoked.
Hell yeah, man. Okay, so I saw that. I saw the post for that show too. Me and Troy talked about it. Culebra is an amazing band.
Yep.
Flashback. Did you get to watch Flashback?
Absolutely, yeah, they were great.
They're pretty killer. I'm a new metal guy. I'm an old school new metal guy because like I was just coming of age when the new metal was hitting. So like Flashback is onto something. They're doing really killer, man. And it's great to see you back in the local scene too, buddy. You've been gone for a while.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like there was lots of when I was in Iced Earth and touring lots, man. So you know, it kept me kind of away from home for quite a while, and kept me really busy internationally and stuff like that. But you know, I've always appreciated the local scene, of course, man. It's where I'm from and all that, and so definitely was stoked to play a local show and just hang and see a lot of old friends I haven't seen in a long time. It was super cool.
Hell yeah, man. So actually, to give everybody a little bit of context as to how this was set up, so Stu put a post in the Saskatchewan musicians group, and he said he's looking to get back into the local scene, and that's my whole world is the local scene. So but we got a lot of mutual friends. But the last thing I wanted to do was be like, hey, sneak me and put in a good word for me. You know, I like to approach things organically. That's what makes it feel so much better, and that's what makes the interaction so much better. You know, that's positive manifestation in a sense, right?
Yeah, you got it.
So, Stu, I don't want to talk too much about Iced Earth because there's so much going on with Into Eternity right now, but I got to ask you this. How was the transition? How was the transition going from living out of a suitcase and a tour bus, essentially, to coming back home and being back on your original stomping grounds?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it wasn't like a super abrupt transition. Like, before I came back to Into Eternity, Iced Earth hadn't played a show in about 3 years, over 3.5 years. So there was a lot going on in the camp that was preventing from Iced Earth to do any immediate touring because there was the Demons and Wizards thing going on and all that kind of stuff. So and John was really busy working on his graphic novel. So there was other things, and like Witherfall, you know, Jake was doing Witherfall and all that kind of stuff. So you know, for me, I was like, okay, you know, like at that point, I wasn't really into doing a bunch of different bands. Oh, well, I got some time off, so I'm going to do a bunch of different bands kind of thing. I was really focused on working on opening up a business here locally and working on my vocal session work and doing a lot of personal things. So like, because I had spent a lot of time on the road, it was actually kind of awesome for me to be able to chill at home and be with my family, and it made me, that time off really made me realize how important that is to me. And as much as I love being on the road and all that kind of stuff, I did it, and I for a very long time, and as like I said, as much as I love it, I'm kind of a bit of a homebody. I love being home, and I love love being with family and all that kind of stuff. So, um, after everything, when as soon as I transitioned into attorney, I felt it was a really good transition because of the fact that we don't have aspirations of touring all over the world and doing tons of shows and putting out an album every 2 years and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do it on our time, and we're going to pick legacy stuff to do. If 70,000 tons of metal comes knocking, we'll go do that. If there's a cool 2 week run with an awesome band and it makes sense, then we do it. You know what I mean? But our main focus is to, yeah, we're going to do some live shows, but our main focus is doing new recordings and putting out new merchandise for the fans, and so because we noticed that the fans we're still a really good brand, and like the Into Eternity brand is still a really good brand, and the fans are really interested in hearing new stuff, and they're interested in wearing some new shirts and all that kind of stuff. So we're super blessed with that. So we're going to focus on that. So focusing on a web store, focusing on new recordings and all that kind of stuff, and picking our battles when it comes to the live shows.
For sure. Like, I could totally see how you guys you've been around for years, and like you said, a very reliable, a very well known, very solid foundation brand that hasn't been tarnished by any means. That is
Hmm.
still that people are still accessing to this day,
Yeah.
and so with the new merch and everything, like that's people have been waiting for that and they're excited for that, and
Yeah.
you guys don't have anything to prove anymore. You don't have anything to earn anymore. You
Right.
now it's just a matter of having a good time. And that means
Yeah.
playing festivals like 70,000 tons, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
70K, man.
definitely. Man, that'd be fun. I mean, I already played it once and I had a great time. It was super fun. Um, and but yeah, like putting out quality stuff. So like not we don't want to rush anything when it comes to music. Definitely having fun is the key, and making sure that everyone else is enjoying themselves. But it's work involved, of course, and there's headaches and stuff like that. But that's just like anything. If you don't sweat a little bit to put something out or have some struggle, man, there's something wrong, right? So,
Instant
um,
gratification is never worthwhile in the long run.
nah, no, never. But definitely the brand is there and people are interested in seeing what we got. So,
New
I'm
stuff.
stoked.
New stuff on the horizon, man. Okay, so
Absolutely.
let's get into a little bit of new stuff. Actually, before that, let's get into what drives Stu Block in the term of
Mhm.
influences. What are you influenced by? What got you your influences when you started, and where are you at now?
Yeah, I've always been influenced by a bunch of different things ever since I was a little kid. So like I'm not only just influenced by heavy metal, but I'm influenced by non-heavy metal genres and stuff like that. So I've always had a very diverse musical background growing up, of what I listened to. Um, but honestly, what it really came down to for me, as long as it wasn't forced or contrived or fake, as long as it came across as something real, something that if it made my hair stand on end, I liked it. You know what I mean? And that's just for me. It may not do that for someone else, but for me, that's kind of how I I drove a lot of my influence, and everything came when it came from somewhere. I tried to either make it my own or make it uh, try to do it without any forced conviction or anything like that. Um, so it's one of those things where I try to really, really just come from a natural place, in my influences. But like I said, man, I'm influenced everything from like Corpse Grinder to freaking Frank Sinatra. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's super all over the place. Luciano Pavarotti, freaking love opera and stuff like that. But I just then got Rob Halford, Bruce
Of
Dickinson,
course.
Ralph Sheepers, all the heavy metal crew, Dio, and then big into Guns N' Roses when I was a kid. So I love the heavier aspect of music, and I liked it really heavy, and so I kind of liked everything from really heavy to like rock and roll. And then I was into rap when I was a kid too. I didn't dress like that. It was weird. Like I was really into it, but I just kind of dressed my own way. I wasn't like the homie kind of guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just was influenced by a bunch of a bunch of different stuff. And when people talk to me, they're like, "Holy shit, you're into that? Holy, like that's crazy." So, and then new metal too, man. Like, like even Limp Bizkit was a big thing for me growing up
Don't
because,
feel embarrassed to say that,
yeah,
man.
dude,
Limp
no
Bizkit
way,
is
man.
killing it these days, man.
Absolutely. When I was growing up, they were the shit, man, and they were doing something different. And because I liked the rock and roll thing, and I liked a little bit of the scratching, and I liked that hip hop aspect. That's why I really liked the Flashback Band, because they got this like DJ on stage, and it's super cool. So, trust me, I'm from
Yeah,
that
fuck yeah.
era too, but I'm also from the era of like Badlands and Kansas and all these other awesome, like, I'm really into singing, and
Yeah.
I love blues rock. I'm a huge blues rock fan. And so it just comes from everywhere, but as long as it's real and as long as it's not contrived or fake.
I gotta agree with you on that, man. And it's when you try to explain that to some people, they who don't create music as an expression, who just try to create music as a product.
Right.
What happens is they say, well, how is this artist different from this artist? And it's like, well, this artist got famous as a byproduct from creating something that was amazing and that
Right.
people loved, whereas this artist was developed by a fucking record label to create products to sell to people.
Sure.
So the
Manufactured music. Yeah, for sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like there's in if you go to the mainstream world, there's amazing artists that are famous. Like Taylor Swift writes her own fucking shit. She does
Yeah,
her own
man.
stuff and she is
Yeah.
top of the tier. Adele as well. She's top of the tier and she does her own stuff.
Lady Gaga.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, these people are artists, and you can tell, like, even Christina Aguilera,
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake, all those pop guys, like, there were some in the few, like the producers. That's why they're on the top, because they took a lot of the money because they wrote stuff too. They weren't just being told
They
what
got the
to.
publishing. They got the
They
publishing of all that too.
absolutely got all the publishing, for a lot of stuff. I'm
Yeah.
sure they had ghostwriters and some
Oh,
stuff,
for sure.
but what I'm saying is, yeah, like they owned their stuff, and they were creators, and they weren't just voices or dancers or whatever.
Or
So,
fucking hood ornaments on top of a fucking Rolls Royce that is the record
right,
label. You know what I mean?
right, exactly. Yeah, totally.
So let's go into the new stuff, buddy.
Hmm.
Now, when was the last album that this lineup was together?
This lineup. So the last was Scattering of Ashes. So it's the Scattering of Ashes lineup for sure. Um, it's crazy because I didn't get to play with Jim too much, even when I was in the band. He did a lot of, like, so he wrote a lot of drum parts for Scattering of Ashes and stuff like that, because he's the main kind of like writes all the drums. So whether or not he was there or not, when it came in, it was Adam Sagan, and then had Steve Bolognese, and so yeah, so like I did get to drum with Jim a few times in that stint, I believe. But it's been really great because he wrote the Dead or Dreaming, Buried in Oblivion, the Scattering of Ashes stuff. So he plays it so like it was written, you know what I mean? And he's not overplaying, and he's not trying to be the showboat or anything like that. And it's just, we're there, we're doing our job, and we're having a good time. And he's you don't have to be a showboat. Like, people fucking know he's Jim, and he's executing the parts great. And so that's what I really love about that aspect of it. And then, of course, we got Matt in the band, who wasn't actually part of that lineup, but he's such an old soul. He's so cool, and he's such a great guitar player and an awesome human. And then me, Troy, and Tim, which was like the core at that time of Scattering of Ashes. It was really, that was the core. And we toured a lot together, and we've been sharing a lot of laughs, and it's been great, man. But yeah, since Scattering of Ashes, it's been a long time, so it's been great.
Nice. That's awesome. Now, when me and Troy had a little chat here, he talked about a time when you guys left him behind in Japan when you were touring with
We
Pig
left him
Destroyer.
behind. He left himself behind. He left himself behind. Let me clarify.
Yeah, let's get the other half of this.
No, I remember that. No, Troy is a bit of a free spirit. He wanders a little bit, so yeah, he likes to hang out, and he was drinking and stuff like that, I think, the night before, and he met a bunch of people. And yeah, I remember he had to he had to follow. He had to make it to the show. That's for sure. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But like we were sitting there in the lobby and we are like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Well, you leave now, or we cancel the show." And I'm sure, like, we were being reassured. I'm sure he will show up. We will make sure he gets it there, and he gets there, and all that kind of stuff. So we're like, okay, we're out. Well, hopefully Troy starts running up on stage when we play, and that's almost literally what happened.
So he told me this pretty much the same thing, but he's like I was lost in Japan. I didn't have a clue where anybody was. The guys in Pig Destroyer rolled up beside me. They said, "Yeah, your band left you behind," and then they shut the door and drove away. They didn't even offer me a ride.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
your band left you behind.
All right, bro, they might have been in on the fucking joke.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh,
or they might have been thinking the same. They might have been jealous because they were all like, "We got to go to bed because we got to get ready for this show. We got to leave to go to this other show." And then they're like, "Troy gets to go out and party. Fuck this guy. He can get there on his own."
He's on his own. He made his own bed. No, he made it though. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, Japan was so awesome. I'd love to go back.
That's one place that I dream of going to, either on vacation or for a tour. And like hearing the story with Pig Destroyer in it always gets me bubbly, because Pig Destroyer has always been a huge influence on me in the way I make music, and the new band that I'm in now is heavily influenced by directly by Napalm Death and Pig Destroyer. And yeah, so whenever I hear stuff like that about bands I know, and then I know that like my buddies are a part of these bands too, it humbles me. It humbles me, but at the same time, it gets me really fired up and really hopeful for the future. You know, if you put in the hard work, this shit is still possible. It's not like some unattainable, like top of Mount Everest with no oxygen tank, fucking risky deal. Like it's hard work, focused, and learning, openness to learning new things, and you can do this. It's really just about fucking applying oneself and doing it.
Totally, yeah. There's a lot of risk involved. There's a lot of disappointment, more so than the victories I've found. But when the victories do happen, they're very sweet. So,
and it's definitely not for everybody. That's
it isn't. True. Trust me, man. I've been in bands where fucking people have been given the opportunity to tour all over the world, man, and then they find out that it's not for them, you know, or they find out, you know, everyone's got stars in their eyes, and everyone wants to do it, but as soon as they're out there alone, especially when I notice, like when bands do their first European tour, like when it's a band that does their first go, I think they have there's hopefully, but like, you know, most of them I feel like have a lot of expectations, and or when they do their first tour in like the state, like full on the States, you know what I mean? Europe can be good because, I mean, sometimes you don't know what to expect, but at least the promoters will they'll set out a little spread of meats for you or cheeses or something like that. Like they kind of try to take care of you a little bit, right? Whereas in the States, the promoters usually like, especially if you're really low level, they're usually like, "Who the fuck are you? Oh yeah, here's $5 for food. That's your meal. That's your lunch and dinner." You know what I mean? Like here's your fucking buyout. Be on stage and don't overplay. You know, so it's a different world, man. But I notice it's an eye opener for a lot of bands when they go on those first big real, like their first real 1 month, 4 weeks out there in a van doing it in environments that they've never been in before, and working with people that they never thought they would have to encounter, or types of people and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty crazy to watch that all happen, but it makes or breaks people for sure.
That's very true. You know, like the fail to success ratio is definitely tipping in one direction, and it's not the direction of success for a lot of people.
No, and now the bands, everyone's in a band, right? And now everybody's in a band, and everybody's got a social media account, and everybody's trying to rise above everybody else, right? So it's a very difficult landscape, man. It's a very difficult landscape. But just navigate, man. Embrace new technologies, embrace new platforms. Look at what other young bands or successful bands that are doing and what they have done. All that kind of stuff, especially new, young, successful bands right now. You have to look at what they're doing for sure.
Yeah, and it's adapt and overcome. Just like, could you imagine how Could you imagine? And I've watched a lot of documentaries about this, and I remember the times of when, like, we talk about new metal. Remember when the first turntables were brought up on stage with a metal
Yeah,
band?
man.
You know,
It
like
was crazy. Like,
so many people hated that, hated it. Like Kerry King is on record multiple times talking about how much he fucking hates new metal, and then Slayer did what is considered a new metal album.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
it's crazy. It's crazy. So it's everything's secular too, man. It's gonna come back.
it's flat
It's
circle, man.
Yeah, man. It comes back, but maybe in a different way,
Yeah,
and with a new twist. But um, everything kind of gets recycled, and because there's new generations, right? Like I find every 10 to 20, roughly every 20 years, there's something new that comes out, but it's like, oh man, I remember fucking that shit back in the day. You know what I mean? But wow, it's done with these young kids, and they're wearing something different, or they're adding a new production sound to it, or a new element, or something like that. So it's really neat. Um, you got bands like Ghost, right? Where that's like, fuck, they sound like Thin Lizzy and crazy, and like Deep Purple a little bit, and like just even ABBA at times, and all that kind of stuff. But yet they're singing about like Satan, like
yeah,
straight up,
yeah.
like fucking dark shit, like, and then the guys like the prosthetics and the whole
Yeah, man.
vibe,
Papa
you know.
Emeritus.
So it's like interesting, right? So but if you close your eyes and you didn't see the imagery,
Yeah.
and you're obviously the lyrics would strike you, but if you put like normal lyrics to that shit, it's like ABBA, Thin Lizzy,
There's a
Deep
lot of music
Purple.
there. Yeah,
There's
there's a
a
lot of
ton of stuff. It's like, oh shit, you would have never known that they're addressing this crazy dark satanic image. You know what I mean? It's
exactly
crazy.
that
Yeah.
some like brutally imaged metal bands can't even touch as far as like subject matter goes, you know?
Right. Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
they're bordering on deicide type lyrics.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's just that new twist.
um Now the new direction of Into Eternity, is it going more melodic or is it going
Uh,
back to the roots?
um, as far as like coining it a new direction, I don't know if it's like a new like I think the thing with Into Eternity, we've always been kind of a blank canvas band, so we can kind of do whatever we want
Mm-hmm.
within reason, as long as it's proggy, and it doesn't even always necessarily have to be prog. Like we can obviously we can't stray too far, but there's always going to be our sound, right? There's always going to be that sound, but um, man, what I'm hearing is like I'm hearing a real mixture of Dead or Dreaming, Buried in Oblivion, and Scattering of Ashes kind of sound. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So like
I was listening to
verging on those three records. You know what I mean? So
Very Deadly. I was listening to Buried in Oblivion actually earlier today, and your range and your tightness is insane.
mhm.
Like insane. Like, so do you, when you do your takes, do you do a verse at a time, or do you do that whole song start to finish?
Right. It depends on how the cadence is in the song, and I try to do at least two to three line runs
Yeah.
if it's a verse. Um, if it's a chorus, I try to do those runs, but sometimes you sing a vocal line and you sing into the next vocal line, so you can have a seamless feel going and then you punch in that next vocal line kind of thing. But sometimes I've done like a full one take of the chorus, right? Like, and then we build it, right? And then you build it from there, kind of thing, or a full
Holy.
one take of a verse. It's definitely happened for sure. Where it's just like, fuck, that was magic. Why are we changing it? Like everything's there, double it, and let's build on it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So yeah, like, but definitely building it through every second, every second line, but singing into the lines and listening to it and going, well, maybe at the end of this line we can ramp it up a little bit more, is losing a little bit of gas in your lungs or something like that. Maybe we punch in that last four words of the line if you're scaling up in the
Yeah.
scale or something like that, if you're ramping everything up or whatever. And you know that you can hit it. So, and that's the cool thing, is that you want it to sound strong throughout the whole way. And live is different because like you can sing the full, like the energy, like you're it's different, man. Like you can sing fully through those lines, and live is live. So if it's not perfect, and not perfect, right? But you know, it's you know, if as long as it's got emotion, and as long as the conviction is there, and as long as you're basically within key, I think that's perfect for live. I think that's fine. But for recordings, it's gonna outlive us, right? So like these recordings are around when both you and I are gone from this world. So you want them to be the best they possibly can. I think trying to do things in recordings that can't necessarily be recreated live is a slippery slope. Like Buried in Oblivion, man, like there's a lot of stuff there that we would need another two backup vocalists to be able to truly execute the vocals the way that they are. Um but it's okay with, it's weird because it's okay with not doing it, because it doesn't take, like I found, like with, especially with doing Into Eternity stuff, we can over embellish a little bit on the recordings, but we can always come up with a live arrangement that keeps the fans happy, you know, so they're not like, oh, I really am missing that one part, you know what I mean? We try to put in, like if it's a harmony, we try to pop out harmonies that are going to be pleasing to the ear, and we're going to use that instead of maybe the third lower harmony or something like that. We just do a two part, but pick the most popping top harmony that everyone really, the ear really clings
Yeah.
on to, kind of stuff. So keep the candy moments, and express yourself through other ways that you can probably drop live, you know. So
Exactly, that you wouldn't like the crowd interactions and those certain expressions
totally.
that you can't, the people listening to your music aren't going to experience, you know?
Right, right. So, yeah, so there's definitely things in the recordings that you know you probably wouldn't be able to do live, but I think if you can come up with a live arrangement of the song that keeps the fans happy, I think you're fine. It's usually good.
You are a fucking vocal powerhouse, man. Like,
Thanks, dude.
wow. And
Thank you.
I've heard stories about you too. Because my first interaction with you was at Loud as Hell last year, and I've talked to a couple people about they've seen you perform and stuff, and some people have seen you perform and played shows with you out of the country, and they're like, well, I've done this show with Stu, and he was in the back of the room, and like he's got his space to do his warm-ups and stuff, and he's not like
Hmm.
pushy about it, but he's got people there to make sure you don't bug him. I'm like, that's, of course he fucking does. Like, listen to
Yeah.
what comes out of that guy. Like,
Yeah.
you sound like you're 10 feet tall and 20 feet wide, man. You sound like a
Yeah.
wall of sound.
Cool, man. No, yeah, I have a big boomy voice too. You know, like I love opera, so I've definitely, I touch on some of that. Like I just did a project with Marty Midgard called the Midgard Project, and it's a progressive metal project. And so if you guys want to come go check it out, you can see it on Spot. You can listen to it on Spotify, but it's a mixture of Symphony X and like Evergrey kind of feel.
Nice.
And so I'm definitely tapping into some Russell Allen moments kind of feel, that bluesy kind of vocal. But I touch into some operatic vocals in that album as well. So if you want to hear some of that stuff, but yeah, definitely, like, man, I usually, like, actually, maybe there might have been one or two times for sure that where it's like, oh, I really need to warm up and I just need time by myself. But generally, like, I love warming up at, like, when people are walking in the room, because then I'll, like, I have a lot of people know this about me. If I'm warming up backstage and if another singer walks in, or if someone I know that can sing or even not sing, I'll actually force them to start singing with me. So I'll pick something. I'm like, okay, I'll pick a harmony out, or I'll just like, hey, let's sing some Iron Maiden or something like that, or hey, let's sing this Iced Earth song if it's another one of the band members or something like that. So I'll bring them into the fold, like, and they're like, come on, man. But I'm like, whatever, man. You gotta hear me. They're gonna have to hear you too. So, but I love singing with people. I love doing that. And so if I like to see any like if I'm on tour with singers and stuff, I'll like reach out of the room and grab them and be like, let's sing together, kind of thing. So it's fun.
That's awesome. So I just got a bunch of people thrown into the stream from another group online, local band Smokeout. They're doing the same thing. Actually, they were doing this before I was promoting bands and promoting music in the local scene, and they're from the States. They're actually from California. So
Cool,
hey
cool.
everybody, thanks for jumping in. This is Stu
Right on.
Block from Into Eternity and Iced Earth. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna keep going though. I'm really liking this conversation. You're enlightening me here. So for me, like pretty much a strictly like a guttural hardcore vocalist,
Yeah.
straight across.
Hmm.
My brother's a choral singer. He's an operatic singer. He's has been since high school. Like he was a competition choral singer,
Hmm.
and
Wow.
I tried to learn it. And I'll be honest with you, Stu. I can fucking corpse grinder, fucking guttural for an hour and a half with my band, but when it comes to actual singing, I will lose
Hmm.
my voice for 3 days.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. It's technique, man. I mean, it really is. Like you got to start lower too, and it depends on if you're over pushing. If you've got a choral singer in your family like that, you should definitely be tapping that him for advice and all that kind of stuff. It's a different feel, man, using your diaphragm and actually using your singing voice, and especially if all you've kind of done is death vocals and nurtured that. It's a transition. And I even there's some death vocal parts for me, like if I'm in a certain range in my voice for death vocals, it's very challenging for me to switch to a clean vocal. So I've had to learn how to do that over the years, how to do my transitioning. So um, but for you, what I would do is I would suggest you just finding where it doesn't hurt to sing first, and building from there. Just so then,
Hmm.
finding where it's like, and then don't push too much, man.
Get those
Try
muscles
to yeah,
exercised.
exercise those muscles first, and then try to push a little bit more each day. It's gonna have to take a little bit of. Don't go full on into it, man, because yeah, you don't want to lose your voice. So.
Well, and I'm not trying to be the next Stu Block, that's for sure,
Ah,
man. Like
well,
I'm pretty good with my stuff, and I like to kind of plug that. But I've definitely am gonna take that advice, man, because I've been hanging out with my brother a lot more lately, and that's one of the things he likes to do. Me and him, we listen to a lot of Josh Groban together, a lot of Michael
nice,
Bublé. We listen to Michael Bublé outside of the Christmas months. We are cool that
nice.
way. Like
Very cool. Very
we
cool.
like
Me
we
too.
like the non-Christmas Michael Bublé, like
Yeah.
we're not posers or nothing.
Right, right. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love Josh Groban too, man. He's great.
Have you seen the video where he sings out angry tweets? Or he sings
No.
out Kanye. He's on a grand piano, like a $15,000 grand piano, and he's singing out Kanye West tweets. That's what it was.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, and he's got little piano riffs to them, and it's totally Josh Groban. Oh, it's fantastic. It's great
That's
stuff.
awesome. I'll have to check that out.
So let's talk about Loud as Hell last year. I imagine you got some more stuff or some stuff to get to here, so I'm not going to keep you too much longer.
No, yeah, no worries, no worries.
But how did it feel to get on the stage at Loud as Hell last year with the band?
Oh, great, man. It was awesome. It was a big, having Amanda too, like having the double singer thing. I didn't really know I was I was there to sing like 8 songs or whatever, and just have fun. At that point I didn't really know I was totally going to be coming back or anything like that. We were just really just I don't know, man. I wanted to get back on stage again, and I wanted to let some energy out. And I thought it was a fun festival. I'd heard a lot of things about it, and I knew I was going to have a lot of friends there. So I thought, heck yeah, let's just go do it. We literally got to jam. Honestly, dude, we jammed like 3 times and I thinking back now, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? It was crazy, but we did it, and it was fun. It was really fun. Wasn't my best vocal performances of my life, but I think the energy took over, and we just had the really fun time. So, um, and it's a festival, man. So it's like load and go pretty much, and like you don't get much of a sound check and all that kind of stuff. It's super rock and roll, raw, heavy metal rock and roll. Fuck yeah, let's do this kind of thing. So I'm always down for doing stuff like that. I'm not a fucking diva. I don't care about all that shit, and it's nice to have a obviously generally, of course, we want to sound the best we can, but I don't mind doing stuff like that occasionally, straight up. But man, it was pure energy. We had a great time. Fans loved it. Jeff that runs it was amazing to us, and everyone, the crew, and all, like I said, all the fans, and they have one heck of a party afterwards. It's pretty neat. So it's
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They definitely do. I'm very excited to get back out there again this year. Mandy, my friend Mandy, she's a very, very big fan of you. She actually saw a live stream with you a while ago and won a bong out of the live stream that you were
Oh,
in.
nice. Yeah, Mandy. Yeah. Hey, how's
Yeah,
it going?
so
Yeah, right on.
she is one of the best fans of metal out there.
Oh,
She's
she's
a
killer.
she
And talk about being a total fucking stoner. So she wins the bong. I'm like, yeah, I'll sign it for you. You think I signed that thing?
That's okay. That's okay. You know, maybe we can make this. Maybe we can make this happen. Maybe we can make this happen and get a Stu Block signature on there for Mandy because like
There you go.
she is the super fan and she, you know, she loves it. She loves it even though it doesn't have a signature because she was there and she knows it's from you. So
No, she's cool. I've known Mandy for many, many, many years since my Omega Crom days.
you were in
So
Omega Crom?
yeah, yeah, I was the first singer in Omega Crom. Yeah,
So
that was
okay.
my very first band.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when my first band was called World Class White Trash. This
Okay.
was years ago. I was in this band when I was 17. I had turned 18 and one of the first shows that I had gone to was at the New City in Edmonton.
Okay.
And it was Omega Crom. It was The Dead Cold. It was Order of Chaos.
Oh yeah.
And there was Death Toll Rising.
Right. Okay.
So this was before Newbury got the muscles.
Yeah.
But he was still the same Newbury whipping his hair around and tapping his drum pad like a maniac.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was you who was singing at the time. This was
No, it wasn't.
okay, because
No.
but when you said that, that definitely triggers a core memory for me for sure. That was the
Right
first
on,
time
man.
I'd ever seen Amanda perform live.
Oh wow. Yeah. Order of Chaos. Yeah, for sure.
And she's another amazing vocalist, and
She is. Yeah.
I honestly believe she did a very good job carrying the torch for you through into eternity when you weren't around,
Absolutely.
and
Fuck yeah, she's great.
it's amazing to see everything get back going on and all that. And so you said you wanted to get back into the local scene. I've also seen a couple of pictures of you doing like acoustic stuff.
Yeah, so I wanted to touch on that. So
Yeah.
tomorrow, if you're in Regina, so I do a duo with my wife called Alley Cats, and we do a lot of contemporary classics. So it's something completely different. I sing Billy Joel, Elton John,
Oh, I love Elton
John
John.
Fogerty, a lot of CCR stuff, all sorts of different artists, a lot of piano vocal stuff. Fleetwood Mac, so we're super stoked. So tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we're playing at the Tap Bar and Grill here in Regina. The tickets are $10 at the door, and we're definitely guaranteeing a good time. The vocal harmonies are killer, and my wife is an amazing player and amazing singer. She's in a rock band as well called Chris the Sky. So she does.
I've seen
lots of rock and roll
those
stuff.
ads
Yeah.
around. I've seen
Yeah.
those ads pop up. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So she's amazing, and so it was an opportunity when I stopped doing a ton of touring. It was an opportunity for us to sit down and do this project together, and we have a lot of fun. We're super cringy. We're super like when we talk and stuff. Like but it's really fun. It's fun. We have a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, the Tap Bar and Grill 9 p.m. tomorrow. We're doing that, and then we're at the Willow on Saturday, which is there's a place called the Willow in Wascana Park, where it's like a wine bar, where you can get appetizers and stuff like that, and it's kind of like a wine bar cafe style thing,
A bistro.
and bistro of sorts. Yeah. And so we're doing that there as well. So doubleheader this weekend. So if you want to come out and check us out, and if you are a fan of me and my vocals, and you want to see me sing something completely different
And
then
intimate.
come on down. Yeah, and intimate. It's like super intimate and interactive show for sure. And also with so one of the main things is I put up that post is because I've been doing a lot of vocal session work, and I'm also throwing myself out there if there's any local musicians in Saskatchewan or just in Canada that would like to hire me to do vocals. I'd love to talk to you, and you also get like I was, if you know, I also love sharing this stuff on my social media, so they get a bonus with that, and
That is a
they
bonus.
get a little boost that way as well. So, and some of the stuff hits on the metal news sites and a lot of the music sites too. So you do get some extra exposure by having me on there. So I always love doing that for people as well. And of course, I have kitties to feed, so come help me feed my kitties.
Hey, that's right. None of the guys that I know, are expecting anything for free, and they
Yeah.
don't. The homies that I got, they don't ask for deals. They pay extra instead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, like for me, when I hire my friend to do something, or I'm going to my friend's store, or I'm buying a product or something like that, or a service from a friend or whatever, I never even ask price, man, because I know they're going to charge me fair, and I never bicker. But I do have, yeah. So I'm a hired session vocalist, and
Yeah.
I do all a bunch of different genres. So you can
And you
yeah,
have an
reach out.
extensive catalog that is very easy to access across multiple platforms.
Totally. So if you just Google my name, you'll be able to see a multitude of different things that I've done. For sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Right
Stu,
on.
you've done me a massive favor by coming on the show. You definitely did not have to do this. I appreciate your time.
Oh man, no, all good.
I appreciate your patience with the technical
Oh,
difficulties.
no
You
worries.
are the absolute gem that everybody describes you as, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. And I've seen your name floating around, and I know you've been in the scene a long time, so I thought for sure it would be a good fit. And I've never got to talk to you before, and like I said, you know, it's really important to be able to talk to the local scene and be able to talk to people that are involved in the local scene, because that's really important, man. It's really important. So,
That's you gotta get that bridge going on, man, or else there's
mhm.
that stagnation, and nobody wants stagnation. This is a community, it's an ecosystem.
Absolutely, man. Like I find that some people are just maybe even just afraid to approach me because they're like, oh well, he's probably busy and he would never want to work with me, or why would he want to sing on my album or whatever. No, I'm a hired vocalist, right? So you can we will chat. It's all business, and I'm down. So you know, I find that a lot. They're like, oh, I didn't know if I should approach you or not or whatever. If you were just dealing with signed bands and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, dude, I've done a lot of vocal session work for bands right now
Mm-hmm.
that are not signed that are fucking phenomenal. Like they got their shit together. You
Yeah.
know, they have their shit together. They have good quality recordings, and it's actually been really amazing to see the amount of talent that's out there right now and the amount of people with the drive and the ability to put out quality music and quality art, for sure.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I'm pursuing right now is trying to find out how to show the smaller bands the way to get to becoming a bigger band. Because
Yeah, man.
when I was starting out, that help was very little, and it was very few. The help was very few and far between, and the ones that did help I'm still with them, and they're still helping me today. And
Yeah, man.
a lot of the ones that didn't help are still doing the same thing that they were doing when I asked for help before, and that's definitely not somebody that I want advice from to begin with.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, find your people, man. Find your people and find who you want to talk to. But also, if you're a younger band out there and you see a successful new and upcoming band, look at the path they took. Look at where their social media is.
That's
Look
exactly
at
what
platforms
I'm
they're
doing.
using. Look at their game plan, and even reach out to them. And you would be very surprised. There's a lot of very fucking cool people out there. There's a lot of cool people
And
out
a
there.
lot of people want to talk, and they want to meet
Yeah,
people who like the same stuff as them, and not everybody is
absolutely.
just this isolated monolith musician that hides away in their castle counting or laying on their giant bed of money, like
Right. You have a
counting their
giant bed
gold
of money
record.
that I've never made in my life, you know?
Right, right. Like
Yeah,
if you
trust me.
the
I
money
made a
I
living.
owe,
Yeah,
the money I
yeah.
owe maybe would make a nice bed, but not the money I
Right,
have.
right. Yeah,
So, Stu, we've reached the end of the show. This is where
perfect.
you get to give any shout outs that you have or touch on anything you think we might have missed.
Yeah, man. Well, no, shout out to you for having me, first of all. Thanks a lot, dude. Yeah,
I
cheers.
thank you so
And
much.
yeah, man, and shout out to all my supporters out there. Like I said, I've got a lot going on. The you know, I'm for hire for vocal session work. I've go check out the Marty Midgard project. Go check out Into Eternity stuff. I'm working on my solo stuff. I'm gonna have some solo EPs being my first EP hopefully be dropping by this Christmas. So lots of things happening. But I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everybody that supports, and not only me, but they support their local scene, and they support their local heavy metal scene, and they just support their local music scene. Really, what it comes down to. So much love and respect.
Thank you so much, Stu. I appreciate all your time, and this has been fantastic.
Right on, man.
I'm going to be getting the word out of all your projects, and I'm going to be letting people know that there's a chance they can get a hold of Stu for one of their recordings, because like you said, there's some insane bands out there that are just top notch, and I think they would fit perfectly with you, and maybe they just don't have the chance to reach out to you. So hopefully watching this, they'll be like, hey, Stu's a good guy. Let's reach out to him.
There we go, man. I'm always willing to work with people, and like I said, it's not all about metal. If you got a different genre, let's talk too. So all good.
Awesome. Well,
right on.
Thank you so much for being here, Stu. You can jump out now if you like. I got a couple of things to plug. I got a show next weekend, and I don't want to keep you much longer than you have to.
All right,
stay,
man. Well,
buddy.
thanks for having me, Nate.
Thank you so much. Cheers, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.
So that was Stu Block, everybody. Thank you so much for... Oh, what a great guy. What a down-to-earth, great dude. Like... He's so insightful on so many different things, and he's just got such a great attitude. And he is right. He's very aware of the fact that he might seem intimidating, and I was intimidated when I went to try and talk to him at Loud as Hell, but he was also like in Stu mode. He was performance mode. A lot of his friends were around him. I didn't know who he was, but he still took the time. I asked him if I could have a minute with him the next day, but he's like, no, I got to fly out. So understandable, but when I approached him for this interview, he actually jumped right on top of it. I didn't have to ask him or like try and give him numbers as to why it would be worthwhile for him. He jumped right on it, and that's a testament to how highly everybody speaks of him. And the things that I had to plug. Okay, so Horrify we're playing our last show before Loud as Hell. April 15th is going to be a house show. It's going to be a house show with some of the young guns, and I'm very excited about this because Exit Wound is a band that I've been keeping my eyes on for a bit now, and we're playing with them next weekend, and I gotta say I'm very stoked by this. So Mandy, thank you so much. I really enjoy doing this. I really do. I actually got a couple of equipment upgrades coming in here soon to make things sound a little bit better. I'm hoping to get a new camera. I'm going to get an interface to use my new microphone, and hopefully make all this work and get some better content out. So now that this is done, this is the last interview I have booked for a little bit. I have to focus on the show. I have to focus on some family stuff. My daughter is turning 8 this month. And I have to go see my brother out in Sylvan Lake to go help him with his stores. And me and Nathaniel and Ray have some work to do to get caught up on some content and relaunch for season 2. We got new thumbnails, we got new art, we got a whole bunch of new stuff coming out. And I also got patches coming. I got Horrify patches coming, and I got Trash Talk patches coming. So if you're interested in patches, send me a message, and I will let you know how much they're going to cost. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Buck Stu is a great guy. He really was. I'm hoping that this gives the platform a little bit more validity and can boost up the show. Because like he said, we have to help the local scene, and that's what this is all about. This is helping bridge that gap for bands. And Ray also has some amazing pictures. So I'm still doing my streams. I'm still going to be doing my streams. I just haven't booked any interviews. Drex, Nathaniel, thank you so much. Nathaniel, I didn't hit record. But I didn't play any licensed music on the stream. It was all from the Loud as Hell playlist. So I'm gonna download it off of Twitch. I'm gonna download it off of Twitch. It'll be all right. It'll be fine. So we're gonna get this done, and then we're gonna sit through Nathaniel. We're gonna do a watch. Me and you are gonna watch this in Discord, and we're gonna do some clips. We're gonna figure out clips because I feel like I could submit this to some of these metal zines and some of these sites that Stu was talking about. I feel like we could submit some clips and see about getting a couple articles done with our names on them and stuff. So I want to get clipped out where he was talking about New Into Eternity specifically right off the bat. But I want to get pretty much all the questions and responses. He was very, very good, very clear with his responses. He's an amazing, amazing person to interview. I don't have anything written down. Nathaniel knows I don't write down things for my interviews. What I do is I create a scenario in my head, and then I go through responses, and then I always have a basic outline of questions that I ask. And it always comes out natural, and it always comes out organic. So sometimes I do have things written down, but it's not usually questions for an interview. It's usually like, who do I have to mention? What do I have to mention? What should I bring up? Because this show's about conversations. It's trash talk. It's trash talk. I'm Nate Trash. It's Nate Trash talking. So, no, it's not Nate Trash asking questions. It's not Nate Trash grilling fucking guests for pieces of content. It's me talking. So what this is helping me do, actually, is it's helping me gain insight on my path and what I'm trying to do with my life. And I appreciate all of you for being here on this journey with me. So next Monday, of course, is with Joel. We're going to be talking about possibly like flatbreads and pancakes and gluten-free options. Joel has an extensive collection of like nylon-coated paper clips that he's really excited to show off. So we might go into a little show and tell. No more guests for a little bit until we get updated on all the content. Nathaniel and me have some work to do. We are going to be dropping all the latest interviews on YouTube here within this month. We're going to do that this month. And then all the audio from those is also going to be ripped and put on to SoundCloud, and then that will go to the Spotify. So if I know AJ, my homie AJ has been itching for the audios, and they're coming, and it's going to be a soft relaunch, and we're just going to keep on trucking. There's no actual stopping, there's no actual restarting. It's just, a little bit of slowing down here, a little bit of speeding up there. I always think in my head that sometimes I should probably stop and reassess, but then I always come up with a way to just work around it so that we don't ever have to stop completely. There will always be a Monday and Thursday stream unless it's a family emergency or my internet gets knocked out or the power gets knocked out, and it's just not possible. But other than that, there will be a stream every Monday and Thursday. You have some plans for guests to come on, maybe at the end of the month. I've been talking to a couple of the amazing females in the music scene, because I've noticed all my guests are fucking stinky dudes. Like me. So the boss doesn't like that. I don't like that. So we're gonna fucking change that. What's that?
Men are gross.
Yeah, dudes are yucky. So we're gonna get some powerful female opinions on here, and I gotta say, when I started picking, there's a lot of them that came out of the woodwork and just started popping up into my head, and it made me feel like even more of an asshole for not doing this sooner. And it's not. I'm not just gonna interview a couple of women and then like go back to my regular. I'm going to start being more aware of this. I'm going to start being more inclusive, and I'm going to start putting that inclusivity into the regular rotation with everything else. Because it's not about putting these things on a platform. It's about integrating them into regular everyday life, because that's exactly what they are. It's exactly what all this stuff is. Everybody needs to be included. This is an inclusive platform. Yes, Mandy, dudes are the yuckiest. I know, because I am a dude and yucky. So the math checks out, right? So the giveaway. Thank you all for sticking around this long. Giveaway time. Now, I didn't really think too heavily about what I was going to give away, because I got a whole bunch of different merches beside me. A bunch of different merches. Merchasons. Murchisons? I think I fucking went to a school with a kid named Murchison. I don't know. I got it though. So, I got a Trash Talk shirt. I know I do. I got a Horrify sticker. I got a Horrify button. And I think I got a Trash Talk sticker too to throw in there. So, thank you all so much for sticking around. Thank you all so much for being so awesome. You're all fantastic. Drex, guess what? You don't need to worry about ordering this merch, because you're the one who won the giveaway tonight. Now, you've just been popping into the stream. Nathaniel works with me. There's so many reasons I could give as to why I'm going to send you out this merch. So, I want you to send me a message. I know we've added each other recently on Facebook. I also know that you've been going through a couple of tough times, man. And you've been holding your head up, and you've been making it work, and you've still been doing your thing. And that's an honorable thing, man. So, keep your head up. Because times get fucking tough, but they get better. There's ups and downs. And in the end, we're in a car, and it's nighttime, and we see these headlights in front of us, and all we see is what's at the end of these fucking headlights and what's lit up by these headlights. And sometimes you have to fucking steer out of the way of a pothole. But in the end, you know you're on the right road to get to where you want to go. You just got to keep following that road, buddy. And my inbox is always open. Send me a message. Actually, you have to send me a message, because I need your address so I can mail you this stuff. Okay? So, I got an envelope right here. Oh, that's the wrong drawer. I got some other stickers and stuff too I'm going to throw in for you. Got some above ground apparel stickers for you, buddy. That's from Mark Russell's company. I got a Cursed Earth apparel sticker for you too, hiding in my bathroom, I'm pretty sure, that I can chuck in for you. That's the company that I work for. We're going to load you up, bro. This is what family does. This is what the community does. Okay? This is what it's all about. And thank you for everything you do, Drex. Because it's not easy to put on a fucking happy face all the time. It's not easy to jump on the streams and go live. It's not easy to fucking have a family and take care of that from day to day, buddy. But you're doing it. You're fucking doing it. Okay? So keep doing it. And realize that you got the Trash Talk crew. You got Nathaniel. I know you got the local band Smokeout crew too. We're all fucking family here, buddy. So, what else can I dig out for you? I got more stickers hiding in my box, I think. And I got a couple stickers hiding in my shirt or in my coat. So, I'm going to make sure you got a sick merch package, buddy. And I really appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do, and I appreciate everything that you do for Nathaniel. And keep fucking doing it, buddy. Okay, keep fucking doing it, because I'm not stopping. And if I'm not stopping, Nathaniel's definitely not stopping. And if Nathaniel's not stopping, he needs a co-host, and that's you, buddy. So Let's keep this fucking train rolling. Let's keep this fucking positivity train rolling. You're a fucking sweetheart, buddy. We're in this together. Papa Trash has always got your back, all right? Just let me fucking know. So, from Nate Trash, from the boss, Alex Trash,
Sup?
from everybody in the Trash Talk crew, Drex, you're fucking amazing. Mandy, thank you so much for being in too. You are an absolute sweetheart as well. It was very nice seeing you for the brief moment I saw you at Dickens. And you're an absolute sweetheart too. So I'm getting more merch, and I'm getting new Trash Talk stuff. Okay? So let me pitch this out to you right now, okay? Because this is a drop that's coming up soon, and I'm only mentioning it on this stream until we do the actual drop. All right? So let me pull up a little piece of artwork here for you and fucking slap it on to the screen. Let's see. Okay. So, oh no. Okay, where is it? Actually, it is in the emotes folder. So if you go to the emotes here, and if you look at this, where is it? Oh no, come on, I saw it. How come I don't have it? How come everybody else has it except for me? Rude. Okay, this is offensive, and I'm not having any of it. So, what I'm gonna do here is, and I'm not. Oh, here we go. All right. So, let's pull this up. Let's okay, how do I do that? Oh, I know what to do. I do this. And then I'm figuring it all out. Turn off the emotes. I can't turn off the emote button now. Oh, man. Hey, there we go. Okay, so no, Drex, it's not that one. It's not that one. That one would be a good one, though, to put on a shirt, wouldn't it? The Nate Trash Meshuggah look. Oh. Yeah. Hell yeah. Drex, you definitely are in a family, man. I found the family when I was younger too, and that's why I do what I do to build all this up, man. It's all a part of the big scheme. Okay, so display capture. Okay, let's get this secondary on there. Come on, you little nugget. Hey, okay. So if everybody can see that nice little Trash on the Streets logo there. So we all know about the Trash Talk logo, because we got the new Trash Talk logo that me and Nathaniel stumbled across by accident. So we were messing around he was messing around on Photoshop, and we were doing color scheme. I'm down. I love the purple and green. This goes way back to when I was a kid. Huge Joker freak. I still am. I got Joker tattoos across the top of my knuckles. It just says ha 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 ha. So I've always loved purple and green. It will always stay purple and green. The red and the white and the yellow and stuff. That's good contrasting to help with banners and headers and stuff. So we got this one. This logo is the new logo. We're losing the Trash Can Man. So you can see the Trash Can Man in the background here of this little clip. Ray did the Trash Can Man. Ray just pulled this together. So Ray pretty much like plucked this out of my head. Like, This is why I go to her for all my stuff. She nails it. She always nails it. But what I'm getting at here, okay, is this Trash on the Streets logo is going on some fucking crew necks. I'm going to put this on fucking crew neck sweaters. And they're going to fucking fly. I know it. I fucking know it. I'm stoked. I want a fucking crew neck of this. I can't believe it didn't come at me sooner. Fuck. Like a gray, like on a gray, like a fucking white and gray, like fitness style crew neck. Either that or like a soft black or dark gray crew neck. But full color logo. It'll be a full color logo for sure. Patches are going to be coming with the Trash on the Streets logo here, or the Trash Talk logo, but they're going to be white. It's just going to be a white logo. It's going to be a white outline, and then the black is going to fill the letters, and that'll be for the patches. But looking at the other letters in here, my boss knows how to get it done. He's an absolute print master. So everybody, thank you so much for joining the stream. If you want to stay tuned, actually, no, I can't stay tuned. It's getting late and I got to work in the morning. I keep forgetting it's only Thursday. I love doing this, but I got to work in the morning. I started doing the stream. To get me through the week, and now I'm doing the stream because it's just fucking the greatest shit ever, and I really like doing this for everybody, right down to the last person, because there's one person who's in my stream every time, and I don't know who it is, but I think it's every one of you, you know. I really appreciate all of you. This helps me. I'm hoping that it helps a lot of other people too. And Drex, send me that message, man. Send me your address and I'll mail you out this package, buddy. But we're going to wrap it up. It's time for me to jump on my video game and get ready for bed. So, I love you all so much. From the Trash Talk headquarters, I'm Nate Trash. That's Alex Trash. Tux is the fat cat laying on the couch that you can't see. Oh, here he comes. He was sleeping too. He was sleeping. He was being a sleepy fat puss. The fat puss. Say bye, Tuxie. He's such a good puss. Well, you guys are awesome. Stay tuned. Keep your eyes on the pages. Keep your eyes on the Trash Talk Facebook page, Trash Talk Instagram page. We got a lot of drops coming soon. My new band, Horrify. Check it out, Horrify at bandcamp.com. We're working on new music. We got a show coming up April 15th. Keep your spirits high. Stay in a good mood. I'm very, very easy to get a hold of. Let me know. Hit me up. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night.